Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and I'm broadcasting from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. And we're gonna be all over the state with this next one because we've got some guests. But the first guy we're going to invite on is old friend Mark McDaniel. He's the president and CEO of Cinnaire, which is headquartered in Lansing but serves 9 states. And Mark, it's good to have you on. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. I appreciate you putting us on today over this very important topic about what's happened in northern Michigan with the ice storm.
Yeah, and this is a little out of your bailiwick, but I guess today we're gonna consider you like a on the spot roving reporter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and you've
See
got
if
a
I can take your job.
yeah here. Well, that shouldn't be hard. You have talent. All right, bud.
No, yeah,
Let's talk a little bit about your guests and who they are and what's going on here.
yeah. At first, I have Jen Calery. She is lives in Alpena, which was one of the very hard hit areas. She's also one of the leaders at the Boys and Girls Club in Alpena, along with being very involved in the community in general. So she's been on the ground, firsthand experience to see the devastation of the impact of this ice storm that happened a week ago that basically took place across the entire northern Michigan, north of Grayling, from Lake Michigan to Lake Huron to the Straits. And the frustration, there has been very little attention to what's happened up there. There's certainly no national media attention. And then we have from the business side, Mike Daust, who is manager of Albie's production facility in Gaylord. So he's seen the impact this has had on businesses. So what we're trying to do today is try to bring attention to the depth of the damage that's been done up there, so people are aware.
It's kind of interesting because you're right. We haven't seen too much on it. The governor, I know, has declared it kind of a disaster area, and there is some funds coming in, but nothing ever happens as quickly as you want it to have. Jennifer, tell me your observations. What's going on and what does the recovery look like?
The recovery is starting to look better here in Alpena County. Our entire county went out, as well as the counties surrounding us. We've never seen anything like this in our lives up here in Alpena. A lot of uncertainties last week, but thankfully so many local businesses and individuals stepped up to help fulfill urgent requests to set up emergency shelters. I'm at the Boys and Girls Club now, checking in on what our inventory is right now. We've been getting resources immediately to the families that we serve. Our local leadership has been working around the clock, but there are still a lot of people without power here in Northeast Michigan. It's been very cold the last 2 days, so we're grateful to see the level of support that is starting to come in from Governor Whitmer and others around the state, but appreciate the Michigan Business Network helping to bring some attention to the reality up here.
Well, listen, Jen, you also met with the governor when she was up there. You found empathy, I'm presuming.
Yes, absolutely. We were very happy to see her here on the ground in Northeast Michigan several days over the last week, from Alpena to Gaylord to Lewiston and some of the even smaller communities in between that are really struggling the worst. It's our very, very rural neighbors right now that we're very concerned about.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And now, as you said, electricity is back on. That took a while, and that affects a lot of things.
It did take a while, and the power is coming back on. That there are still, the last time I checked this morning, about 35,000 people without power. Some in very, very rural country areas are being told it's going to be a few more weeks before power is returned. So we're certainly not all out of the woods yet.
All right, Mike Dost, I want to hear from you because nobody gets affected more than the business community.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And you're right there. I mean, it's exactly what Jen has just talked about, those community members that are living in the rural areas, that type of stuff. Those are the people that are coming over here to work and coming to our jobs and looking for work. And in these situations there too, everybody's striving for a little bit of normalcy, and we're trying to get back to a functioning level up here. As Jen stated too, I have a third of my staff here that still does not have power. and we're dealing with, roaming power outages, internet issues, all that kind of stuff. And it's really difficult to run the business operation. We do manufacturing for K through 12 schools throughout the country. And this is a really important time of the year for them too. The orders are coming in towards the end of the year. So when our business obviously is interrupted there for that week and a half worth of time, or a week's time, we just started back up yesterday. It really affects the meals out there for the kids. It affects the community here, the lost wages.
Yeah, thank you all for coming on and making the business community a little more aware of what's going on up there. And Mark McDaniel, thanks from Cinnaire for calling it to our attention.
Thank you for having us, Chris. Much
Thank
appreciated.
you. Yes, absolutely.
Continued good luck. We're in your corner. Mark McDaniel, President, CEO of Cinnaire, headquartered in Lansing. Jennifer Calery, who's a strategic communications specialist, and Mike Daust, and he is the plant manager for Albie's Food Products. Keep up the good work. You've been watching this interview on the Michigan Business Network on the Michigan Business Network. Let me say that one more time. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.